How's it going, guys? Welcome to TheBlueShifting, and welcome to the first part of a blind playthrough of Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. This is a game series that apparently has a fantastically large following. I've had a lot of people highly recommending it to me, yet I'd never really heard of it. I'd never come across it. I don't know any media of it. I never watched any Let's Plays of it. I'm going into this completely blind, and that's a good thing. I'm really excited because I've heard just the passionate people who have been so vehement that I give it a try, and every time they find out, I get a lot of people who are just exciting, who are clamoring for it. Like, I'm sure many of you watching this right now are excited to see me play this, so I'm really happy to bring it to you. If this is your first time here, welcome to TheBlueShifting. I do story-based content Let's Plays. It's typically blind, except for maybe a few exceptions, but usually those are few and far between. I cover a lot of visual novels. They're a fantastic story medium. If you've never experienced one before, I highly recommend it. But I also sprinkle in a few other Let's Play series. I just started doing this recently once I started a Patreon. With that additional support, I've been able to put more time into this and more resources into this, which has been wonderful. So thank you so much for your direct support. It really makes it so that this stream can become even more likely that we can continue to do this and make this great content, and also support fantastic writers and story creators, because that's really what we ultimately want. So I'm jumping into this again. I'm going blind. If you want to talk about things with the community as we go through the playthrough, but don't want to spoil things from me, I highly recommend you check out the Discord that's linked in my description of the video. There's a great place you can post spoilers there. That way you don't accidentally spoil stuff for me, but you can chat it up with anybody else who's watching, who's a fan of the series, and like maybe wants to make predictions or just kind of geek out about moments that you can't talk about yet. It's a good place to go. Anyway, enough of that all. I know it's like a whole bunch of nem. We're here to enjoy a good story. Let's jump right in and see for ourselves what all the craze is about. Again, this is a large series. I do think I'm probably going to enjoy this series. I have yet to be led astray by my community. And if I like this, there's a good chance we're going to end up playing through as much of the series as I can get my hands on. So let's buckle up and get started. Oh, okay. Average difficulty for those wanting a little challenge, hard for a difficult setting for those who find normal a bit lacking, and nightmare, it's your funeral. May adios be with you. As much as I wish I could, I'm gonna have to probably go for normal, because it says it's a little challenging, and I don't want this to break me. I'm here for the story, and I do want to, use my skill as much as reasonable. I'd like to believe I could do a hard mode, but for a blind playthrough, I don't know. I'm hoping I can change it partway through if I'm finding it way too easy, but we'll start with normal. Immediately I'm thinking it reminds me of Harvest Moon 64. Daddy's really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today, too. And Sturgeon's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy! Sorry to keep you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope. Fit as a fiddle. That reminds me, though. I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? A new fishing pole? Sneakers? Something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry? I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now, why don't you come have a look? It's a freaking child! Oh my god. I brought you a present! It's a boy! What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? What? Why is my present a boy? Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? He looks kind of dead if you ask me. I've treated his wounds, so he should be in a stable condition. In the meantime, however, we need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. All right, we bring a wounded child into our house. We open it up with, hey, I got a present for you. Here you go. He sure sleeps soundly. And he almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair. And a pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all. How about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah. Who is this kid, anyway? Why is this how has this not been the third, why? Okay. And why is he hurt? I'm just blown away by this dad who just nonchalantly brings a child home. Why'd you bring him into our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mommy? Where have you been picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from Scheherazade, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl is going to get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out in business, and I don't even know his name. You mean brace her business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Wow, his eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why? Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Why? Now that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just work out that way work for you? Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey! Fetch! You're sure shouting for a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that's just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I have a daughter your age? Now that you mention it. Wait a minute, don't try and change the sub... Ow! Quit yelling! Alright already. Boy, you jumping on me like that is gonna make me heal any faster either. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that's just gonna make things worse. Do you, I hear, yelling? Never mind, just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name. You know, the thing people call you. I told you mine already, so don't you think it'd be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? It seems a logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was going to let me name him, or if it's like going to be just keeping it a secret, I guess. Gotta admit, world building in that sequence was pretty solid. Holy cow, this place has got a lot of lore built into it. I'm really interested. Like, it's got me really excited to learn more about it, which is like exactly what you want in your Hook trailer, you know? Oh, look at that egg. It's so bright in here. I think Estelle's character design is great. It's not like a rock. It must be Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua's still in bed. So that must be the boy's name, Joshua. Guess that's a no. Oh, he's playing the harmonica. Well, I guess I better get myself ready then, too. That tune, it's very pretty. Just a quiet clap. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start to play. Can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind, with that siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber. What do you mean, woman? We're the same age and I'm hardly a man. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, how fortunate for you. You can at least try to sound a teensy bit sincere. It really is a nice tune, though. Cheerful yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica's much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. Guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica's fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies is sitting around kind of stuff and reading books and music. No girl's gonna be impressed with just that. Oh, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? Right here? I'd sure were not hard to find. I'm right here. That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe that when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, Estelle, Joshua. Yeah, it's Pops. Morning, Dad. Good morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready. It's ready and waiting. Why don't you both of you hurry down before it gets cold? Okay. I'm on my way. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Huh. People say kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work, too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right. It'll be a review of everything we learned up to this point. Tutorial. Once we're finished, we'll be bracers, just like you, Dad. That means I'm not gonna let you treat me like a kid anymore, either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning, or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated as an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful it won't be long before I pass you, too. That's the spirit. We'll see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Are you serious? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and training? Don't you remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'll be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap! I totally forgot. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember you saying something like that. Don't sweat it. I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. I honestly don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Papa is sad. How could any child of mine grow up with such a careless, optimistic personality? Ha! You're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear, you two act so much alike, but whatever. We should probably head over there to Guild soon, Estelle. Shahara's gonna be waiting for us there. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Off we go! Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something I'd like to eat, huh? How about Rouen style scalloped fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce? What's that? I think it's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle, or our stomachs. You're right, I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll have the usual fried fish and omelet. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible. How rude. I can actually say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick up a copy of the Liberl news from the general goods store. They're supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. One copy of the Liberl news in the general goods store. Received 500 mira. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. All right, thanks, Dad. All right, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Scheherazade my regards. All right, now I think I'm in control. How's this gonna work? It's clicking. No, why is that? Okay, so it's directional keys or clicks. Either way, it makes noise. I'm sorry. Actually, let me see if I can. Woo, that's so dashy. I tried to play with a controller. Let me see. Let me try that again real quick. All right, so I've got some basic buttons mapped out because I think a controller would feel a lot better. So I'm gonna try it out and see. I'm gonna have to probably make it up as I go, figuring out exactly what buttons will do what. But so far, I like the movement with the controller a lot more. All right, Lane's Highway. March. On our quest to go and prove that we know what we're doing, aka figuring out how to do what we're doing. Estelle, Rolent City is the opposite direction. You're not sleepwalking again, are you? How about you be quiet? Keep your comments to yourself. It really does remind me so much of Harvest Moon 64, which is a good thing. It's one of my favorite games from my childhood. So like, I definitely don't mind the art aesthetic, even though like it's older. Like I definitely don't mind. City of Rolent. God, the soundtrack's beautiful. It's basic, but like well done. Looks like we made good time. Not too early or too late either. I just barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today's our last day of training. Truth to be told, though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know what you expected to get away with any less effort. Oh yeah, guess I did. All right then, let's get into it. Make it through the get through this last hazing for Shara. You look ready to me. Let's go meet with Shara at the Bracers Guild over there, then. The guns and knives store here. Oh, okay, this is the alley. Okay, the mini-map's gonna be really useful here. What? I don't want notifications. Go away, Steam. I don't care if I've got an item in my inventory. Shoo! I swear I had those turned off, but... Oh, hang on. Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Good morning, Uni. Aren't Luke and Pat with you today? They were here a minute ago. The two of them suddenly took off and went somewhere. Oh, peaceful town. No way is going to be attacked or destroyed in the next little bit. Look, then there's a door here. Look at these two just dancing in front of an altar. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. My, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. Good morning. What are you off to this morning? Must be tough working up so early. It has been a while since I saw you both. I'm impressed to see you visiting the chapel so early in the morning. Good morning, Father Divine. Good morning. We were habitually late and played hooky more than a few times during your Sunday school days, Estelle. You have changed your attitude on life since you graduated. A bit, I guess. Looks like there's a little time before morning mass begins. So how about I give you both a special sermon? No thanks. Why am I getting thrown into the mix here? It's almost time for mass. My Eileen is already here, so I best be hurrying along. I don't know why I'm exploring this church, but I'm here for it. It's a cool chair, balcony, seats. I wonder how much this building's even gonna get used, because, like, I don't know if we actually have a reason for being here. Okay, hang on. There's a book on the table. Maybe we can read this. Nope. Makes sense Estelle wouldn't be super keen on reading. A mayor's residence, huh? Just walk right in, huh? I'm so busy. This mansion is quite big. I've got serving, cleaning, washing to do. Mornings are so busy for a maid. Just hanging out in the mayor's house. Although it's interesting, so he's in this big mansion apparently, but it feels like it's about the same size as our house. Can't go and raid people's kitchens or anything, I guess. Oh, I guess it's got 3 floors. Very nice set designs, though, I gotta admit. Oh, good morning, Estelle. Joshua? Good morning, Mayor Klaus. Good morning. I've been hearing great things about the both of you. So you're undergoing bracer training, are you? Having such youngsters sight of all by themselves to become bracers and protect everyone is inspiring. I expect great things out of you. We'll do our best. Crack the safe. Oh. And then just go to the roof? Or no, it's like a... Interesting. There's so many set pieces here that look like they're interactable, but they're not. Oh, sorry. We're having a nice, relaxing time here. Alright, so there's a building here that's big and red. Just on my way over from the forests of Mistwall to the south of here for work. There was a merchant from Bose who came here to buy lumber. And he didn't get enough ready for the order I received. And those are those kids that were mentioned. Come here, brats. Come here. You wanna go with me? You have to catch me first. Oh, the clock tower. There's a ladder that goes up to the observation deck. What's wrong, Estelle? Something on your mind? It's nothing really. How about we climb up to the observation deck? Sure, I guess. She seems sad about this. I wonder if there's like... I'm trying to see if there's a scene I can trigger, but it doesn't look like it. Mr. Paddington! Oh, I know that voice from somewhere. Well, what we have here? Cassius's naughty daughter and clever son, huh? Just when I thought you hadn't been around for a while, you show up all grown. Are you here every day, Mr. Paddington? This place has become somewhat of a new home for me. I intend to spend the remainder of my days guarding this clock. Okay, well, interesting. Anyway, building that is flagged as red. Probably an important building here. Yep, the Bracer Guild. Ah, there you are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Annie. Good morning. Is Sherry already here already? Yes, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. Alright, she's already here. Okay, so she's what we saw in the intro with the tarot cards. Scheherazade. The Star and the Hanged Man. The Hermit and the Magician. And last of all, Inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shara. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. This is a rare occasion for both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured why not? I'm ready to get the show on the road to become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm, but I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think to make sure the high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel the enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of keeping some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble all over your ears like it usually does. Ah, Joshua! Shara's picking on me! Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle hates studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts harshly, overly naive, has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use Orbment with some practice, eventually, probably. Guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what are you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face is really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that is surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. Alright, let's see. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that the bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay attention, especially close attention to what I'm going to say. That's us. Yeah. Alright, what would you like to know about? Alright, how about orbments? Orbments are mechanical devices which operate using what's known as Orbal energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on the structure and type of quartz or process spectrum installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. Its connection, the technological reform, is commonly known as Orbal revolution. So it's been like a renaissance, essentially, with this Orbal technology. Alright, about the bracers. Bracers are investigative and combative specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain stability in their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracers Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. So they're kind of like mercenaries / adventurers, but with a positive, reinforced structure and probably civic representation. So it's somewhere between a mercenary and a sheriff, maybe? Yeah, something like that. And a Liberl kingdom. The kingdom of Liberl, in which we live, sits in the western half of the Zemurian continent and bounds with all nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberl is proud to be one of the leading producers of septum on the continent, is known for high levels of technological use to develop orbments. Orbment technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberl in protecting its independence as contended with its neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberl was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was used of the Orbal-powered airships to save the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberl enjoys peace. Alright, I think that's everything. Let's see, since we got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara? How is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, it means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have both of you run through everything as if it were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure you have your work up a sweat and hope you're ready. Yes! That's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know he was going to be doing it. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tookish parked on a desk. Guess I got worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope the smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have it! Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the jobs you'll be performing. But before that, there's something we need to get for both of you. Anya, are they ready? Yes, they are. All right, you two, go get one each for yourselves. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Proceed, Bracer Notebook. Bracer Notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear, anything you may find and where. These kinds of trivial things can often be clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, this sounds like it's gonna be a pain. Estelle seems super funny. Oh, please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only heard one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make things out to be more than they really are, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. All right then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. Yes. First, I want you to go check the job description posted there. When the bulletin board is approached, the exclamation mark will appear. Pressing OK button will display the job listing. By selecting jobs named on the list, you can view their details. All right, let's go check it out. New retrieval. Oh, wrong button. Term long. Client Scheherazade. Pay 50 Mira. Details, direct request. This training involves searching the sewers beneath Rolent and bringing back the contents of a chest. See Scheherazade for details. Okay. How do I accept it, though? Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will be automatically recorded in the Bracer Notebook. The Bracer's Notebook can be easily found by clicking the Books tab in the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring the Bracer Book shortcut to the button on the Configuration menu. Okay. I might make a shortcut for that. Very good. Looks like you were able to see what's posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. Man, all this talk about duty's starting to cramp my style. Sure, there's a lot of rules to follow, but an equal level of responsibility for the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. Guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha! Well, before all the motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's orbital factory, learning about how to use its services. He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Melder's Orbal Factory. Here's where you will learn how to use Orbal Factory services. In Orbal Factory, you can modify your orbaments, synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbal arts. Arts have a wide range of effects that mastered can be extremely helpful. The bracer business is a pretty risky operation, so the guild has a long-standing relationship with these Orbal factories. Anyway, it's about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here. No problem. Leave everything to me. So, what does he want to know about? Star orbments. Orbments are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airship engines, and so on are all types of orbments. However, the ones we'll be discussing today are battle orbments, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbment is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of a fixed element slot and lines which connect them vary, and at any rate, this is the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be opened in an Orbal factory, like this. It takes a fair amount of Sepheth, too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them as soon as possible. So, what is it you would like to know about? Orbal arts. Simply put, Orbal arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle orbments. In other words, a number of particular effects can be produced by using Orbal energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since Orbal arts can be a mouthful, they are often universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must first be synthesized by an Orbal factory. Orbments are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of art someone can use changes depending on the elemental value of the combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you need to do is install quartz with the water element value. In reality, orbments are much more complex than what I've described, but I think this information should suffice for now. So, what do you want to know about? Quartz. Quartz are circuits made from Sepheth. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects if quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only certain types of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, make sure to check the orbment to decide whether you'll be installing it ahead of time. So, what do you want to know? Sepheth. Sepheth are fragments of septum, which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth brown, water blue, fire red, wind green, time black, space gold, and mirage silver. Time and space energy? Fetch! That's terrifying. Sepheth can be exchanged from Mira almost anywhere, but at an Orbal factory, it can be used to synthesize quartz and open orbament slots, which is installed synthesized quartz. So, what is it you would like to know about? So it sounds like Sepheth can be sold, but it'd be foolish to, because it's so useful. Looks like Mr. Melders has answered all your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try to use the services here. For that, you're going to need some Sepheth. You've received several of each type of elemental Sepheth. With the amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now I want you to begin your first making of an elemental quartz that'll work with each of your particular orbments. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally at your shop, you'd be able to exchange Sepheth for Mira, but for the trading, you will not be able to use this service. Upon approaching the counter, the talk marker will appear. Pressing the OK button will display a list of options. Select Modify or Trade to use the Orbal for factory services. Okay. Good work so far. You need assistance. Okay, so we gotta go over here to... So, modify trade, but let's talk. Hi there. Looks like you two are doing well in your training. If you would like to modify your orbments, please select the Modify Trade service. Oh, wrong button. Okay. I'd like to open slots, but let's start with quartz. So we want synthesize action 1 and okay. So if I had 30 of those kinds, I could make that one openable, or this one openable. Okay, I get you. Okay, I'm getting it. Looks like you were able to synthesize one. Next, I want you to increase the arts you can use. Now install a quartz into your orbiment so you can use both recovery and attack arts. Quartz can be installed in the orbiment screen. The orbiment screen can be utilized by selecting the orbiment tab in the main menu. Okay. So, orbiment. No, that's that. Now install your quartz into your orbiment so you can use it both recovery and attack arts. Look at your orbiments and make sure the recovery and attack arts are divided up between them. You can figure this out by looking at the arts and quartz charts in your bracer notebook in order to figure out which quartz you need to install. If you're lacking necessary quartz, then you can synthesize them at the Orbal factory. Okay, okay, so I guess I need to, not files, where's the... Okay, wow, so this has like everything. Jeez, look at all that. So that's recovery and attack. So I guess it just needed to be that one. Alright, looks like you both got recovery and attack arts set up. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your bracer notebooks contain information about which quartz allow you to do which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check back in the arts and quartz charts in your bracer notebooks to find something that works for you. Alright, our training here is almost finished. Last of all, I'm going to have one of you open a new slot in your orbiments. The more slots you have available to you, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have a max value increase by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open them all early on. Now, I want you each to use Sepith and open up a slot in each of your orbiments. Go ahead, decide which slots you're going to open. There's several types of each Sepith. Alright. We are going to open slots. Okay. I see you managed to open one of your orbiment slots, Estelle. Since your central slot is not limited to a particular element, you're free to install any other type of quartz you like. This concludes your training here at the Orbal factory. Now it's time for you to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the qualification test. Yes, yes! Pardon? Did you just say test? You can honestly tell me you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Now you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along the lines of the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. Oh well, no sense worrying about it now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for... How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? No! Joshua, help me! Mr. Belders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it. Good luck with the test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm gonna remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua. Oh, your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and? And I made you jot down what you read on the Bracer notebook, unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells? What a relief. She's like, thank goodness, oh divine ideals. I gave thanks to thee for infinite grace for bestowing upon us such a wonderful gift of sewers. So what you're saying is that you thought it was a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbal factory. I can finally feel nostalgic. All those horrible days stuck at the classroom are starting to feel like a grand memoirs indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test to see how both of you try at least a little bit, look a little anxious. Just so you know, though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't ever want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, you both saw the bulletin board. The test will be a search conducted by Rolent in Rolent's sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which have been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there's real living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. Retrieved Tear Balm. I'm guessing it's healing. And Monster Guide. What's this book for? It's called a Monster Guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You've really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shara. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should be sure to treat it as such. Delicious, delicious sewers. But I think that's where we're going to end for today. Although I know it's pretty much been nothing. It's been a lot of story. I don't want these episodes going too long. And especially with so much just raw content that I can't cut down, I think this is just a good place to end it. I'll figure out combat next time, but so far we did a lot of world building. It's good stuff for me to digest. I'm sorry, I just smacked the microphone. I apologize. So far, so good. Really enjoying the world building so far. I haven't found it boring in any way. I think it's been a lot of fun to explore. Although I think we have to make sure we go shopping before we head home. That was something we were sent to go do, so we'll have to make sure I don't forget that. But regardless of that, it's exciting to see. And I see that there's tabs down here. Looks like this is like shortcuts to like the monster tab or to the inventory. Yeah. Exactly. So that's good. It's good to have there in case I didn't want to use the mouse for that. But I am liking the controller just because it makes the flow of the game feel a lot nicer. So I'm going to keep doing that. I might also look for a custom like button layout because there might be somebody who's already figured it out. But I don't really mind doing it as I go, honestly. It didn't take too long. But yeah, so far so good. Really excited to see where this goes from here. The music's fantastic. The characters are great. Estelle is already really, really cool. A bit of an airhead, but she's a gung-ho one, and so far she's really impressing me as a character. So I'm really interested to see like kind of where things go with her and like how she's going to develop as a character. But we'll get there when we get there. And plus, this is the hero's journey. Something's likely going to happen. That's what like the reverse Wheel of Fate card probably was trying to imply to us, is this idea that like our world's going to be turned on its head very shortly, and we're going to have to like adapt and learn as we go. So yeah. Part of me's wondering if we're gonna get to the chest and then we're gonna hear like an explosion and then have like the city be under attack, and by the time we get up there it's all falling apart already. But I hope not. I'd like to have like some fun time here at town before we have something crazy kick off, but We'll get there when we get there. Otherwise, thank you guys so much. Keep in mind we're going to be doing this for future on Thursdays for the next while. So keep an eye out for that. Every Thursday we'll be doing more of this. So if you want to see more of this content, hit that subscribe button so you'll see. And there's a lot of other good content to find on the channel as well. If you like good stories, I highly recommend you check out the playlists of going on, because I've got some fantastic series like Steins Gate, Muv-Love, Katawa Shoujo. And then I highly recommend a story, Seabed, which is one you might not have heard of because it's a lesser known visual novel, but a fantastic one that I highly recommend you check out. Anyway, there's a lot of good stuff to check out. I hope there's a lot of good stuff to keep you sticking around, that there's more to bring you back again and again as we continue to share these stories. So thank you so much. And thank you especially to my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to play this game. So this has been Trails in the Sky, and until the next video watching me, or see me in next. I'll see you there.